Hi, welcome to an edition of Larry's First Impression Beer Reviews. Today I have a beer from one of my favorite breweries in Kalamazoo, Michigan, Bell's Brewery. This is Bell's Sparkleberry. Sparkleberry is their June release. It is described as a Belgian triple. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Triple ale. So I think that really translates really just as basic as I can figure is historically kind of fell into the realm of like a strong pale ale. This is Bell's version of it with raspberries. I love raspberries. Raspberries, yes, I'm all in. Bell's, I'm all in on them as well. So let's go ahead and give this can a crack and get into a glass and see whether or not the triple has any different characteristics than any other raspberry beers that I've tried most recently. So, without further ado, they recommend that you put it in a snifter, and I just happen to have a Bell's snifter. I got that last year when I went to their facility in Comstock, Michigan to tour the place. It's free. Highly recommend you make a pilgrimage down there and check that out. It's a nice day trip if you're into beer. So, oh, it's pouring out like a really nice reddish color beer with a nice pinkish hue head in that thing. This is 9%, so it's a 16-ounce can. Um, this means that I'm going to get maybe a little bit happy with this one. I'm going to probably sparkle on. Matter of fact, that's one of their things in the can somewhere. It says sparkle on. So let's get back to the can just a little bit. Kind of got cool, sort of. You can't really maybe see it, but it's got like a font with a little bit of white in it that makes it look appear that it sparkles. This looks like a raspberry shaped, I don't know, disco ball, if you will. And one thing I did notice when I was looking at the can is that they specifically tell Puerto Rico not to litter. So I wonder if that's a problem down there where in Puerto Rico that they need to be told specifically not to litter. It's kind of unique to me. Oh, and another thing I didn't notice is I did not notice anywhere on the bottle, or the can, excuse me, that they had the independent beer symbol. So I know Bell's has that on a lot of their stuff, so I don't maybe just decided not to include it on this can. Anyway, let's get right to it here. And so Bell's mantra is inspired brewing. So they also have a really good toast for this one. So Bell's, here's to your inspired brewing, and here's to sparkling on. So sparkle on. Cheers. That's got a unique profile. It has a very dry finish. Um, that's surprisingly pretty good. I did not expect the dry finish. Um, okay, so they do have a little bit more on the can. Slightly tart, effervescent, ruby red hue, sparkle on. Doesn't mention anything about the dryness, but I do have a very dry finish. But it's for me, it's not off-putting. I think it's just a nice surprise. Like, wow, I didn't expect it to have such a dry finish. The raspberry is definitely prominent. I'm curious if whether or not the style, as far as the Belgian triple, is supposed to lend itself to a more of a dry finish. I'm gonna have to maybe do a little more research on that. Um, okay, well, at 9%, that alcohol content is surprisingly well hidden. You're going to be tasting raspberry, and you're going to sort of like, okay, wow, that dry finish is really, really surprising. And you're going to forget that it's 9%. And the next thing you know, you will be sparkling on. So, um, I'll give a little shout out to the corner market where I get my beers in Spring Lake. I did get this as a single. It cost me $3.50. And I'm going to say, I'm gonna give it high marks, at least for the style, especially if the triple includes the dry finish. I'm gonna give it high marks for the color. It still has a nice little wispy head on it. It's got fantastic legs running down the side of my snifter. I'm enjoying this beer. So earlier on, I was thinking maybe, is this going to be a lot like Founders Rubaeus? And it's fairly similar. I don't think that the Rubaeus is as dry in the finish as this. So, in conclusion, let's wrap this bad boy up. If you enjoy raspberries, you'll like this. If you enjoy some maybe the new brute styles that are out nowadays, we have that dry finish at the end of it, you'll enjoy this as well. It's a kind of a cool drinker. I can see on a hot day we might want to crack on these bad boys to get your sparkle on. And if you have to be political and give yourself a beer that celebrates Pride Week in Kalamazoo or Pride Week anywhere, or any kind of political statement you want to make with pride as far as inclusion and diversity, great. Let's brew beer for it and start a conversation. And I think that this is a good beer. I can see how you want to drink it fresh. Even though at 9%, it might last a little while longer. They do recommend you drink it fresh on the can. And this can was brewed on, it's brewed on 5/18 to 2019. So that was that's my birthday. But yeah, so it's still pretty fresh, within a month for me. So hey, this has been Larry's First Impression Beer Reviews. And hey, if you enjoy watching these videos even a little bit as much as I enjoy drinking the beer, go ahead, hit like, throw back some comments, subscribe, check out some of the other content, and hey, sparkle on. Cheers.